I just said I think we should table it, and but I don't think we should need to sign the resolution on either one of them until we have a chance to really look at it.
In all fairness,
And you got different opinions too, and you don't have the minutes before you. So I think we need to table this until we can have a chance to look at it. And then,
can we agree to that, Councilman? Councilman Denson, can you agree to that? That we just need to look at it?
It's not really as urgent as I thought it was.
it's not, why do you think it's urgent?
I mean, your opinion.
Because I thought we needed to get it done tonight.
We don't have to do it tonight.
That's all y'all have harped on for the last 3 months. Say you want to get it
Okay,
done tonight.
one at a time, Councilman Williams. We're listening to Councilman Denson.
He had to stop
But when
talking.
we get it right, we want to get it right.
I think this is pretty good right here.
That's you wasn't up for one.
Okay, Council, on this end, so what do you say, Council?
Well, for the sake of time, I make a motion that we table it until the next time we meet.
I second.
Motion has been, the second motion, starting all over. Motion has been made and a second. Now, all in favor? Let's hear about, Councilman, Denson.
Aye.
No.
All right.
Mayor, I would just like to state for the record, we will have nothing different to produce at the next meeting.
We didn't I mean, I know you
That's
talking to the
okay.
mayor.
That's fine.
But we're not looking for anything different. We just want to have time to make sure that we are satisfied with this.
And you know, what I would suggest that if we're going to do this, let us all be conscious of getting information. We realize it was a holiday, but if it's going to be urgent or not in a timely manner, then what we need to do is just, if we're gonna hold people accountable for, getting on the agenda and give them a certain time of day, that we all as council, need to be considerate of that. As well as even getting information to our attorneys and in expectation of them, following up. We need to give them time and truly you all need to give us time. Nobody needs to rush into anything. Can we agree to that?
I agree with the council.
Thank you. All right, moving right along to the new business, Tree City USA recertification. Clerk, do you have that with you? The application? Tree City USA application for recertification. It says mail the application as mayor of the city of Gordon. I hereby make application for this community to be officially recertified as a Tree City USA for what would that need to be? 2016? Oh, 2016, having achieved the standards set forth by the National Arbor Day Foundation as noted below. An Arbor Day observance and proclamation date observance was held, well, that was, okay, but anyway, the Arbor Day, Tree City USA application is now up for renewal.
I'm not sure what day they held it on this year, Arbor Day, does anybody know?
It says
It's
right there,
usually
it says right there,
this
February
is-
20.
of 2015, but we're just supposed to fill in the new date.
So when do we want to submit that new date? Do you have a date in place?
Usually they have that ceremony, we have one.
What was that? I can't hear you.
We've seen it, Mr. Daniel was here, usually they hold that celebration, they might tell us the correct date.
Okay, well, we'll leave that.
April 29th.
Is that the, same as B?
It all kind of goes together.
Okay. Would you read the Arbor Day proclamation? Arbor Day proclamation, whereas in 1872, J. Sterling Morton proposed to the Nebraska Board of Agriculture that a special day be set aside for the planting of trees, and whereas the holiday called Arbor Day was first observed with the planting of more than 1 million trees in Nebraska, and Arbor Day is now observed throughout the nation and the world. And whereas trees reduce the erosion of our precious topsoil by wind and water, cut heating and cooling costs, moderate the temperature, clean the air, produce oxygen, and provide habitat for wildlife. And whereas trees are a renewable resource, giving us paper, wood for our homes, fuel for our fire, and countless other wood products. And whereas trees in our city increase property values, enhance the economic vitality of business areas, and beautify our community. And whereas trees, wherever they are planted, are a source of joy and spiritual renewal. And whereas Gordon has been recognized as a Tree City USA by the National Arbor Day Foundation and desires to continue its tree planting practices. Now, therefore, I, Mayor Mary Ann Whipple, Mayor of the City of Gordon, Georgia, do hereby proclaim February as Arbor Day in the City of Gordon, and urge all citizens to celebrate Arbor Day and to support efforts to protect our trees and woodlands. And further, I urge all citizens to plant trees to gladden the heart and promote the well-being of this and future generations. And we'll get back with the date. Okay, with that being said, then, anything else? No, I don't have anything further.
Well, can I say one thing before we go? As of this month, I will no longer sign your water reports. There's a lot of legality stuff there that if something was to happen, I could be sued. And a man was hired right before I left. He was supposed to have 1 year to get his certification, and he has not got it yet. So after this month, I will no longer sign the water reports.
Who was that, was hired?
Blake Martin. Blake,
And he is, certified.
no, ma'am.
Who's certified?
He was gave a year to do it. He
Just
never did
Mr.
it.
George on that one.
So we don't have anyone certified.
Mr. Lawrence, that probably need to find out then when the next water sample really need to be done.
No, he can do the samples, but you gotta have a license.
Oh, yes, I know when you said that you would do it for him. You did say that.
Correct.
Okay, now you're saying that this presents some legal problem. So what I'm saying, when is the next reading supposed to be?
He should be
When
already.
the
got it.
license?
He should be already, I don't know about the next test. When they test again.
I guess we have to
We'll have to do what, council.
I mean, we probably need to talk to the superintendent to ask him when the next reading do. Whatever we need to do from here.
Well, I would have to get, the employee he's talking about is, Blake Martin. He was hired and he was given a stipulation as far as certain time frame as to be certified. So I would have to, set him up as far as the next schooling and then the session thereafter.
So you're saying this will be your last month? You're gonna do January?
I'll do January, and that's it.
So after January, okay, so we got into February.
Council, what are you all?
We still have the two amendments that we added to the fund, over here, the one Georgia fund signature card. need to handle one at a time, I'm assuming, you know.
No, I'm saying in regards to, Councilman, Wayne saying he's no longer signing off on the water after January. First things first.
And it wasn't on the agenda, I think that was just information on his part, we'll have to handle that at a later time as far as the city business goes.
That's urgent.
But
I'm sorry.
I understand that, yes, ma'am, but, you know.
Water is more important than the Georgia
policies.
getting putting all of a sudden since, 14, no one, I can't understand 2014, no one wanted to be on the, as we say, and I asked if anybody wanted to be on there, nobody wanted to be all of a sudden. Come on, you all, there, as I stated to you all, regardless what you suggest, I can't put anybody on there if it's not in my, but getting back to the Georgia, the water sign off, that's important. So you all wanna wait till next?
That's very important.
Exactly. Well, employees ain't talking about some Georgia Fund 1 signature.
I think Melvin gave you a good answer that he could give you.
What was that?
He was gonna get Blake Marks scheduled to go to the next class.
Well, that's not happening to sign off for the water. You go to class.
If he can take his test, so and pass it, it would help.
But that's well after when, the next testing is when Mr. Lawrence,
They have one every other month, and I think they're filled up for January, and the next one thereafter would be March.
so that's way in March, we need to sign off for February, so what are y'all gonna do then? What's the city going to do? Council, that's important. That's more important than Georgia Fund 1 and all these other funding. And thank you for bringing that to our attention, Councilman Wayne. So what do you have suggested? Because everybody else, I think, what was this guy that I knew, John Holland, that we had previously?
If I was you, I'd ask the superintendent to get in touch with Georgia Rural Water,
Georgia Rural Water.
Well, is that the same
because there's
one?
no cost to it, and
Well, you know, Georgia,
let him talk to him, and none of us talk to him. He can handle it.
Well, what happened last time, Councilwoman Whipple, you correct me if I'm wrong, with the one that was with that Georgia Rural Water, he
Georgia,
call.
Georgia Rural Water, we're going to come in and do it for I think maybe 2 months or something like that. No charge to the city, but then George was already licensed and everything, and George volunteered and said that he would do it. And he's been doing it ever since until tonight. I don't know, like he said, it's something about he don't wanna mess up his license and things now, so I don't know what matter went wrong.
Well, they'll do it for a couple months.
So we probably do need to get back in touch with Georgia Rural Waters and Miller Georgia Regency Commission, I think was helping us,
But if you,
with that too.
not being, coy, whatever you wanna call it, let Melvin talk to him. None of us don't need to try to talk to him. One
Well,
thing-
George, y'all done handled it one time, and you saying now you out of it.
No, but,
So now let the city do what they gotta do.
I am part of the
Cause
city,
the city
Reggie.
would've did it in the first place, then it might would've been different anyway.
But what I'm saying, you don't know anything about it, so let Melvin deal with it. He
I'm
can handle it.
learning though, I'm learning
No,
fast.
you won't ever learn that.
That's why I wanna get somebody who do know what to do.
And we
So
keep-
that's why I said Georgia,
And we
let's
keep,
go, hold on to, let us go to Georgia, Rural Water and Miller Georgia.
we keep
Well,
spending
but
money
But
on,
you keep talking about what we ain't spend no money.
we
We
keep
spent
spending
money
money
sending
on.
you to class to get you certified. We spent
No,
money
you
back.
ain't spent nothing on me.
Oh, yes,
I was
we
certified
did.
Oh,
back in the
Council-
Not,
90s.
to keep your credits up, we did.
I went for one
Okay,
meeting.
okay, excuse me.
But all this money we spend on conventions, put it on our water system.
And that's right, that's what
You
we
say-
should have
you
been
say-
doing.
Water is important.
Okay, all right, now, it is very important, so, but now, look, when we do this, that was because it's been appropriated for this, and we thought you was going to continue,
If
because
it's
you were the one
appropriated-
said, you were the one, Councilman Wynn, that volunteered that you would do
I
this.
said I would do it for a while, yes, I did.
Yes, you did, but just a
I
while.
mean, you know, you could've came like and said, well, I'm gonna give y'all 2 or 3 months to y'all got.
Exactly.
Well, you
get
got a full
somebody.
month.
Yeah, well, you did, but you came in at night and said next month.
I could've said I'm not gonna sign this month.
Well, you could.
But what we need to do, council, is agree to, as a council, and Councilwoman Whipple, would you handle that with Mr. Lawrence? In finding out about the water situation?
I do the very best I can.
We certainly would appreciate council, and y'all in, agreement with that? Cause like I said, finding out more about this water is much more important than trying to find out about getting, signatures on the Georgia Fund one. I can guarantee you that. So with that being said, you go ahead, you and, Councilwoman Whipple, would you get on that expeditiously and have us a report before the next council meeting? We hope you have somebody in place. Please, ma'am.
I do the very, like I said, I do the very best I can, cause that's what I got on city council for.
Thank you. All right, moving right along, as far as discussion about the, Georgia Fund one, go ahead.
Actually, there was two things, we had some discussion already, but, you know, still the motion needs to be made. My question, I'm not sure how much we need to take out, I heard up to $80,000 to cover some of the expenses, so my motion would be to withdraw $100,000 out of One Georgia Fund.
And I second that.
Motion has been made in second, discussion.
I already voiced my opinion about it.
Any, do you care to, discuss anything, Councilwoman Toles?
No, I versed my eyes too. We just got $100,000 out, getting another $100,000 out. That's $200,000 in a month,
2 weeks.
in 2 weeks, okay?
2 or 3 weeks.
And this is what, well, Councilman, Smallwood, what? What he just said. I mean, I'm just trying to find out, at first she just said, well, how much did you say you needed, 50,000?
I recommended 150 last week, but y'all only approved 100. But now that these new invoices coming out, I'm recommending $100,000 tonight.
Is that what you said from the onset, 150,000?
Ask for 150 to start with.
No, I'm saying tonight, did you say?
Yeah, but we went over what you said.
Sure did.
Well, I'm asking for 100 tonight. That's what I'm recommending, because we already owe 83,000 and invoices are coming in every day.
And they're gonna keep coming in, but you, just because they're coming in, that's why you
And
plan.
it's just January.
That's what we're planning now,
tax
because I
time.
think, Mr. Boone's is gonna be due, what, within 10 days? Isn't it usually 10 days?
I don't know,
You got
that's
your
why I asked you to get the
retirement due for the city.
invoices, and then we still don't have the,
Billy Dixon's due tomorrow, $7,000.
and,
I have something to pay these people, payroll Friday.
We said we had 30-something thousand in there on to pay payroll last 2 weeks ago. And then we went and pulled down 100 to go with that, so we should have been able to pay payroll, 3 times.
There was other bills besides payroll,
We
but,
still would have had a little bit over.
Workman's comp was, 39,000 by itself.
yes, sir. Plus life and health insurance.
Well, we're
mail
gonna
out
get some,
Thursday.
we're gonna get some insurance liability, we're gonna look into that.
Call for a vote, please.
we're gonna wait till he get finished, distributing that. So did y'all already know that this was gonna be requested?
It's been on the agenda for 2 months now.
Not the 100,000,
Oh, that. Well, she asked for 150 last time.
so we gave the 100,000.
Right. Which was
So
short 50.
why is it tonight that you already got, is this something already in place? Oh,
No, ma'am, I realize there may be a shortfall because she had requested 150. So I said, are you gonna be able to meet expenses? And she said, yes, probably if I had the other 50. And I said, oh, but you haven't seen the law firm's invoice yet.
this is not, this is, what is this, the resolution for what? His name is not on the Georgia Fund One, as I said, it is not going to be, I have that discretion, so, I mean, you all can sign it. It's not going anywhere unless you send it, because I chose to not, include the name on here, and I have that discretion.
Are you asking me or are you telling me?
I've just made a statement.
It's an incorrect statement.
This is not, this will not be going in. I take precedence, and there's no other municipality that takes the stand to do what you all have just, done. Now, you all agreed to pull down the 100,000, and, Councilman Eden's name is not, designated by the mayor as a head, governing body,
I'm confused. Are you talking about the resolution or Georgia Fund One resolution?
huh?
You talking about this Georgia Fund One resolution? The resolution?
This is no good right here.
That's what you're talking about, okay.
Yes, that's
Yes,
no
ma'am,
good.
not until the council votes on it.
But the
Correct.
council not, they can vote, but, the mayor has that discretion because this is not the
No,
government.
this is a resolution.
The resolution, I understand,
You can't resolve something on your own.
Councilman, attorney, I've already handled that.
So y'all must already know where to go,
Yeah,
y'all
they do.
already done put the name there.
Exactly. And I've not done that. That's a usurping authority over the mayor. You're not over the mayor.
Ma'am, this was,
No,
I
no,
presented this about a year ago,
no,
and I've been carrying it with me to every meeting since.
And you may have. Oh, my God. Look at this. This is the one that carried precedence. This is what I've done, and if that be the case, then I will have to say this, because they knew that, pass this down. Would you pass that down to Councilman Wynn? And I was told by the Georgia Fund One and Councilman,
Good,
Edie-
one
No,
moment,
let me
please.
pass that.
We've got a motion on the
No,
floor.
no,
Yes, ma'am, let's
let
vote
me
on the
pass.
motion first, and then we
no.
go, move on to the next
No,
one,
but
please.
we may have a motion, but pass that down. Pass this back down, the sheet that I gave you. We're not going to do that. You will not usurp authority over me as mayor. That one right there.
I have not
This
usurped, I
one-
haven't done anything, there's no
Oh.
motion been made
Would you
yet. But
pass-
yeah,
Would you
we
give me
did
my-
make a motion several months ago, and we tried to pass it, and you would not let it come
And
to
it's
a
still not
vote.
going to pass.
And it's the same, it's exactly the same one then.
And this
as
is
it
what I
now.
want to say to you all tonight, that I don't know why you're trying to make a big issue of this. As I said, so this is why the clerk, the deputy clerk would not, sign, notarize when I asked her to, because she had been, designated. Not, and I want that clear for the record, that the clerk, advised the deputy clerk, whatever I brought to her, not to sign it.
And that was did in front of me today. When
So they had to know
she
this
asked
is,
this, for this to be notarized,
If it was a resolution, it was illegal.
It absolutely was. Who was responsible for this, ma'am? You witnessed this?
I witnessed what?
This resolution?
I have not even seen that resolution, and I'm supposed to have a copy of
She
that.
didn't
I
see
have
it.
not seen no resolution
This
except
was
what we
presented
have
to the
before.
state.
excuse me, let me say this.
Ma'am, was
I
this
have
presented
the
to the
one,
state?
I have the one that was presented, from 2014 to the state also.
Was this one
And
presented?
that was not ever brought before council. And
Was
you
this
were
one?
here, you were here.
Ma'am, was this one
I'm
presented?
not going to address that, but I will say that that's the same identical one that has been used previously
And-
by
And
this
if
city.
you, and if you work
And
for,
it's a
the-
If you
sworn-
work for the
us,
city-
why, you tell us what's wrong with it.
It's a
Since you
sworn
work
statement
for the-
says, now
for the city.
therefore be it resolved by the city council of the city of Gordon, Georgia. The city council never resolved this, and it's signed by the mayor.
Well, it was not even resolved at the last, at the first year that I was here. It was the same thing. So why didn't you raise that, why didn't you raise your voice then?
Ma'am, last time you said your email account was incorrect.
No,
you had to
that
change it.
had nothing to do with my email account.
That's in the
My
minutes.
email account was not, bothered until it was hacked into. That was when I was out of office.
I presented it, you said
So,
this is
no,
an
you
incorrect
did
email
not.
account.
No, you did not. This is well before you were even, announced you all announced your firm as a, city attorney. As a matter of fact, this charter, if you're going to go by this charter states specifically, city attorney, not plural. One, attorney is one word. But now we've got the firm here. Boone Scott and Boone Firm. Now, if you're gonna go by that, let's keep that in order. Let's keep that in order. You are not the city attorney.
That's incorrect.
It is
The
truly
firm
correct,
has been retained,
politically correct.
The
You are
firm-
not the city attorney.
the firm has been retained by this city council and
It
approved by
does
this
not
city
say that
council.
in the charter. We have to go by what, Councilman Edie, I recall you saying, months and months ago, that we need to stick by the charter. If the charter says it, that's what we need to go by. So if this is the charter, then we need to abide by the charter. We don't need to make up rules as we go
We're not
along.
making them up.
Yes, we are. This is, I will show you. I have it right here before me. Where it says about the
Mayor, there's
attorney.
2 courts, the Supreme Court of State
No,
of
we're not
Georgia
talking
has
about the
already,
Supreme Court.
it made a ruling that they
It
are
did not.
our lawyers.
It did not. It didn't say,
It did say that.
it said Attorney Boone.
All right, man, to save time,
Let me say this,
I'll let Mr. Boone tell
save
you this.
time right here, let me show you the time, save this. I'm not talking about what you all are saying, I'm talking about what.
Please, we've gotten off the subject,
No, we have
please.
not.
Yes, ma'am.
No,
We
we
have a
haven't.
motion on the floor.
Attorney, before we go any further, let's look at this charter. Now, you brought it up, you kept harping on, we need to go by the charter.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
let's go by the charter.
Let's do it.
Is that so hard to do?
No, it's not.
I mean, I think we're intelligent enough where we need to, abide by the rules and regulations of the city charter. Now, this is where we need some real advice, legal advice.
Well, I can advise the council, Mayor, I'll just echo what Mr. Green said, that it says that be it resolved by the council of the city of Gordon. The council's not resolved anything. What I've heard is that the mayor has done this and then signed a resolution.
I
That
did
is
it
not,
last time.
that is not, well, it doesn't matter whether you do it one time or
That was
20,
the
it's still not permitted.
It wasn't legal then?
No, ma'am.
Back in 2014, it wasn't
That's
legal?
what you did, no, ma'am. It's not, it's not
Well,
legal.
why y'all bring it now? Why didn't you address it then?
It's been addressed for the last 2 years,
No,
I
but
believe.
2014, why didn't you address it 2014 when it was done?
I believe we did.
No, you did not.
Well,
We sat right
This is-
here, you sat right here, attorney, as a legal,
no, ma'am.
advisor for this city, I can, say that you did.
No,
And to
ma'am.
say right here, this is not legal.
Well,
And
you've
so-
done a lot of things you don't consult with the city attorney about, and this was one of them.
Well, one of the things, the reason I don't is because the city attorney, once he gets this information, he gets it from the clerk, and with this information presented, you don't advise,
Yes, we do, you just don't listen.
and you don't advise.
We do.
I can say you don't.
Well,
So now that's
We
my
can
word
have that
against your
discussion
word.
another
But you
day.
know, nevertheless, it is what it is.
but I'm
I, as a
advising-
governing head,
advising the
have the
council.
authority
I'm
to,
advising the council because the council hires and fires me, not the mayor.
and,
And I'm advising the council, this is not legal,
it is.
period. Thank you.
I stand on it. It is
All right.
legal. It was legal then, it's legal now. Why didn't you do that? And if that was so wrong then, when Councilman Reese told you, Councilman, when you wanted to close the Georgia Fund one down with the 5,000 and something dollars left, why didn't you address it then? And city
That didn't have
attorney,
anything to do with it.
city
All we
attorney-
making was a statement about
Excuse-
closing it
but
down.
listen what I'm saying. Attorney knew that it was not legal then, why didn't you say something then, Attorney Boone? And then to add along the, Attorney Green, now that you, the firm is the city attorney. So I'm saying, you went along with this all along. January, when I drew the $150,000 down, why didn't you say it then? Councilman Edie, Councilman Reese was alive and well then.
Well, we did.
We had some
advised you that it's
Councilman
not
Reese
legal.
was y'all didn't address him?
Yes, ma'am, we did.
No, you did not.
Well, we can prove we did.
I'm not asking for your input.
We can provide written evidence that we did, Mayor, so.
So I'm just sitting here to say, you all, I don't know how you all can go on doing this,
I don't know
but,
how you can go
this
on
is not
denying that
right.
you got
Because
advice
as
to the
in
contrary.
other words, I'm not a weak mayor, I know my position. I have the authority, and I was told this by the treasury,
Where did they get their law degree from?
you have to ask them, attorney, they might ask you the same question.
I'd be glad to tell them.
That's between you and them.
No, it's
But
between
I'm
this
just
council
telling
and
you,
them.
and, what I was advised, as I said at the last meeting.
Well, you're following the wrong advice then, Mayor.
Well, unless I authorize this, you cannot get any information. And if they told, Attorney Green clearly last year about the same time, that when you make that call up there, did they not? They would not give you any information because as the, your name was not on the resolution.
No, ma'am.
Am I right? I have a letter.
The letter states, you would not agree at that time that we represented the city and in fact were the city attorneys, therefore they would not release the information. If you would write a letter stating that we represent the city in the capacity of attorney, which the Georgia Supreme Court since settled that question, then they would release the
Okay,
information.
but before that, you were not the city attorney, so I was right. Am I right? You were
Mr.
not the city
Boone has been
attorney.
the city attorney
Okay,
for
but
nearly
listen,
40
regardless
years.
what he was, that was the time to address it, that was that you said then.
Every resolution, I'm not saying this paperwork is incorrect, I'm saying it has to be done by both of the council, and to my knowledge, it always has.
May I, Madam Mayor, you missed something on this resolution that you just gave me, if you didn't read it or something, okay? May I
I
read
pulled it
this?
from the-
May I read
Go
this,
ahead, go
please?
ahead.
This is the paper you just gave me.
Okay?
This is state law 36-83-4. Subject to the procedures set forth by this chapter, any other body created for a public purpose obtaining prior approval of the state depository for invest and reinvest money, subject to its control and jurisdiction in the local government investment pool established by code section 36-83B. All right, B, the governing authority of any local government by resolution or ordinance may delegate the investment authority provided under subsection A of this code section to the treasurer or other financial officer charged with custody of the funds of the local government. That says the governing authority.
I read that,
Yes, ma'am.
but then,
And
read
that's
a little
us.
bit further, going
No,
down what it
that's
says.
us.
Okay, go ahead and down at the bottom.
You read
Because this
whatever.
was the same one that you all used when Councilman Reese, this is the same form, why not then? And then, as you said, and I don't wanna make this the longest part of the meeting, but with that said, I just told you, Councilwoman Whipple is my financial chair.
She's not
She-
appointed by this council yet.
I appoint her.
You don't do the
I
appointing.
have the authority. Councilman Whipple, don't you recall, what did the, Treasury Department say? What did they say?
They cannot tell us what to do.
This is our government, not theirs.
The state law says the governing authority, which is the council of the city of Gordon. Please let Ms. Whipple read that statement. If she didn't understand it, please let her read it down there now.
She
That's what
heard
it
it come
says.
from the Treasury.
Read what it says and understand it then.
She heard what they said from the state
I
of
can't
Georgia.
help what they say.
Well,
They do not tell
The
this
state
council
takes
what to do.
precedence over the local.
No, no. This council does the resolution and we appoint it. It says so in that right there. That is
You all
state
didn't
law.
do it with, when
I
Councilman,
don't know what was done back then.
you were on council?
I was on council, but we
Why
never
didn't
saw
you take
it.
that up with
We never saw all that.
the,
You
when
did
did
the
you get it
same
now?
thing.
When did you get it now? Who showed it to you now?
I just,
No,
this is the
what I'm
same,
saying. How would you know all of this is going on now?
this is the
Now,
same
as
one.
opposed to 2013, have you
No.
been on council 30 years?
Yes,
And
ma'am.
you didn't know?
I did not see that when
All
you
these
just
years,
showed.
but listen, all these years you've been on council, you never, why are you so interested in Georgia Fund One now?
Because the auditor said it's illegal to have a dead man's name on the,
That's why I
signature
changed
card.
it. That's why I changed
You
it.
can't change it.
Council.
When we change it, you
I
need
said
to
on
replace
council.
it with somebody, and this council has already voted twice now to put my name on it and to
And why
sign
would you
this,
wanna, last
you
year
wouldn't
you
allow
said,
it.
no, yes, last year, what did you say? You didn't want your name on anything. Am I right? Am I right, council?
Listen,
Am I right, council?
let's get to this
No,
one issue.
listen,
We got,
we gonna get to it, I'll give you your time, but this is what he said, council, what did he say, Councilwoman Whipple, starting with you?
It's a shame that
Out, out,
childish,
out,
and you ain't interested in what's good for this city.
Out.
You interested in arguing.
Okay, go right
You
ahead.
need to get yourself under control.
out.
Okay.
please, for
Okay.
sake of time, we've
Listen.
got a motion on the floor.
But listen,
for the-
Councilman, I hear what you're saying. Go
We
ahead,
got
let's
to
listen
do
to
one
what I.
motion at a time.
Councilman, and we are, Councilwoman Whipple, what did he say? Yes. What did he say, Councilwoman Cole?
They're talking, Mike.
And all of a sudden,
How do you word it?
he said he didn't wanna be on anything. That, I mean.
I've been to all the meetings, I don't recall that, but
Excuse me,
Officer
I could be
Executive,
wrong, excuse me,
this is
George.
2016, the law says you can't bind the hands of future councils anyway. There's 3 members just sworn in tonight. It's their decision whether they want to do something new or not. They can stick with what they did in 2014,
In other
or
words,
they can do something new
in
tonight.
other words, the mayor doesn't have a voice, is what you're saying. So in other words.
Not in
When
a
they,
resolution.
when they told me this resolution was not to be period.
You have a vote if there's a time.
Okay, to settle all of this, why can't we call, it's May Ballard, if that's her name?
why can't we call Miss May Ballard to this
With you all.
council meeting? With everyone, have her to come here and tell this council whether the mayor makes that decision or who makes that decision. Why can't we
We know
do
who
that?
makes the decision, the
You have
council.
a city attorney then, just call her for your decisions.
Who was that lady you talking about?
The council
The
makes the
lady over the
decision.
Georgia one phone.
I
make
have
the
talked to
decision.
this individual that you're talking about.
Which individual?
I'd rather not say her name in a public meeting to protect her. But I can tell you this. My understanding in communications with her was exactly this. Once the government does the resolution, whoever is authorized to sign it then may deal with our office and transfer it, getting this money transferred to whatever account it needs to be transferred into. And whoever is an authorized signer has the authority to do that. And the mayor, as an authorized signer, would have the authority to do that. But the mayor does not have the authority to make the resolution. Only this council can do that. I think that may be the source of confusion. The council first must act to say, we resolve, we're gonna keep our money over here in Georgia Fund 1, and this is how we're gonna do it, and here are the people who are authorized to transfer the money. Once that's done, those people are then, by act of council, authorized to transfer money, and those people are then authorized to deal with the state. That's the authorization she's speaking of.
Could I have a copy of that, please, ma'am? You gave it to me, and I handed it back to you to read that statement.
I
That
didn't
one right
read
there.
that, this is my copy, but I gave it to you, but, my thing of it is that I have no problem with giving it to you. However, as I said, this is your copy, you can have it.
Thank you.
I don't think would be no problem if we could call her just to ask
Right.
her if she would come. And I mean, it's open meeting, so her name is, you have to tell her.
The
about it.
conversation between, let them read it, give it to them and let them see
Sir,
it.
I'm gonna go right here, Ms. Whipple, I'm not trying
Give
to
it
be.
to the attorneys
It's
and
just-
let them explain it to them.
I just
think
wanted
it
you
comes
to
better
read
from them.
that statement right there, if you would, you know. You and Ms. Cole both can read at the same time, but this is state law. I mean, that is the state law that sets up the investment pool. And this is what it says right there.
Why don't we just table this for tonight?
No, ma'am?
It's not mandatory that nobody, we're not gonna lose any sleep. If y'all agree to pull the money down, then pull it down. And we get some further clarity, because I'll ask her to come. And have you all online with me?
And see, that
Ask
is
her to
us
come
right
and explain
there.
this.
We are
You
the
can ask her to
governing authority, not the mayor.
If she's willing, I think that's asking a
The
lot.
council is,
Huh?
and it gives us
She's
that
willing to do that,
authority
but I think
only.
that's asking an awful lot of them.
Well, we don't never know, before we do anything, we need to have some understanding. And I'd rather for the whole board to know than to be
Tara, I don't
speculating.
mind
I think that would constitute giving legal advice
Yes,
to
ma'am.
this
But my
council.
thing
And
is,
she wouldn't want to do that unless she is
right, if
a
she's the
lawyer,
one-
certified by the bar, or else
She
she is
can't
breaking the
do it.
law.
Because
We do
I
it.
did work, I did
understand.
have her to make
Yes,
sure
ma'am.
her-
Sir,
And I don't
She
think she's
told
offered
her
that.
if
that
her name
kind of
was on
Laura
it.
Green is on this, anyway, that's why I wanted you to see the copy of it, so you could see this. Get a copy of this, would you pass it over to the attorney?
sure, yes,
And
ma'am.
let them have a copy of it, and we table this until the next meeting.
You got a
You
motion.
pull the money
You
down.
got a motion on the floor.
Well, we had a
It's a
motion
separate
before.
one. We're not even talking about the same
Well,
motion
we had
now.
a motion before, and when we discussed tabling, signing the other one, so we could do the same thing.
Just give it to Mr. Boone and then.
Well,
Give it to them, and like I said, we just table this until we get further clarity. I don't think we're rushing
as a
anything.
matter of legal advice to this council, I don't know, I'm unclear, so I don't know how this council.
Right, and that's what I'm saying, so
Well, no.
since you were unclear as the
No.
attorney, so you know if you're unclear, you know they don't know.
If I can speak. I'm unclear, and I don't know, because if I'm unclear, how this council can be clear as to what the status currently is. You have said you went today, changed the names, signed it yourself, and submitted it to the state. If we try tomorrow to draw down the money, it could be unlawful.
No, you can pull it down as long as my name is on it, and the clerk's name is on it. You can pull the money down, and
No.
there's nothing different. There's nothing, true, yes, attorney, I do know that. Now, I've not removed anybody's name, I just haven't put Councilman Edie's name on there, which I'm not
Council
going to
still
put
has
on there.
not approved if you draw it down.
And I'm saying, I said we can. I didn't say we have, I said unless council agree then you can agree to pull the money down, you still get the money. So why is it urged to put, him on there?
I think
Why
they
is it
need
such
a,
an urge?
they need a lawful resolution now. If they
We
don't
got
have
one.
the
We've
one-
got one already in place. Even if we didn't do this tonight, there's something already in place with my name on it and her name on it,
And
the
if
clerk.
you've sent them
So
something
if-
else, that
but-
takes
but-
place of what was in place.
No, it does not. No, it does not. When I send something in place, which I have not done, I've not taken the clerk's name off, I don't, that's not, shouldn't be up for discussion. But as long as she's the clerk and she's pulling it down, now I could have had it where nobody's name was on it except mine. That was even told me.
Did you send the document that you provided me earlier to the state?
Pardon?
Did you send the document you provided me earlier?
Well,
to
I
the
sent
state?
the one last year, that, with mine and his name on it.
Did you send one, the one you just provided me to the state? Has that been sent to the state?
Yes,
Then this council needs to remedy that because that is not legally
well, it's the
valid.
same as that, but the only thing different was the dead man's signature,
I'll let
the name
this
was taken
council
off.
decide
You
whether
can't
they.
let the council, you're not the attorney, if anything, we need to hear from them. So, but the thing of it is, let's decide to get the, if you're gonna get the money down, pull the money down. And if we usurp authority by not having them come in and explain to you all, then that negates the fact that we,
If she says she can't come,
I'm
she can't
advising the
come.
council,
exactly, give her that opportunity.
if you're gonna transfer money, please do it lawfully.
We've
Please
been doing it
vote-
lawfully.
Please vote on a valid Georgia One Fund resolution.
We've been doing that, council.
That's all I can
mean,
advise you. There's
Exactly.
obviously something that's gonna confuse the state. They might act on what she has provided them and illegally transfer the money.
Well, was the one, they were doing it prior to my getting there. Before I came into office, they were doing it illegally then. Am I correct? What's different? Just because we don't have Councilman Edie's name on that, you mean it's been done illegally? Why just bring it up now?
I think we're confusing the Georgia Fund One resolution itself with a resolution to transfer funds. The Georgia Fund One resolution itself says we are going to allow the state to hold and manage this money, and in such time as we then enact a resolution to transfer funds, then we can get the money. Now, what we were discussing earlier was you just transferred the funds without the resolution to transfer the funds. It's a separate resolution altogether. The resolution, the Georgia Fund One.
You said I
resolution-
just transferred, I've not transferred
When you said, when you moved $150,000 last January, and you said that we didn't tell you that was illegal.
That's what I. if
We
that was-
disagreed. We
but
said that was
Let me
illegal.
say this, let me say this, and, that was not, the case in point, Attorney Green, I think that based on that, we just need to let that, table that until we get the people here and make sure everybody's on the same page.
The resolution you
What is
currently
the
got
problem?
holding your
What is the problem? Let's
You have
just-
$1.3 million that has no valid resolution. That's the
Okay,
problem.
Okay, no,
Thank you.
so now, let's go ahead and, now I'm not raising my voice at you, and you wanna be talked to amicably, you need to do likewise. Okay? You're the attorney. You're
Let's
supposed to be
You're talking over
representing.
me. I'm trying to advise the council.
Okay, regardless of how you advise the council, this is talking about, if all of this has gone on in previous years, all of a sudden now, it's gone wrong. This is what they practice, I'm just practicing what they practiced previously.
I'm unaware of anything you're talking about.
Well, as far as when Councilman Reese was the finance chair, and as I said, as mayor, I have the right to appoint.
When Councilman Reese was the finance chair, it's my understanding the money was in a CD. Is that correct?
At early on, but later on, you all know they know what happened. So we don't need to rehash all of this. Do you recall all of this, Council? And, at that time, I recall, Councilman Reese saying he didn't trust y'all then, and I'm sure at that time he made that
That's
statement
negative.
along that line.
That's negative.
Oh, that, it may be negative, Mr.
You don't
Williams,
need to
but-
be bringing it out here in front
Okay,
of us.
well, all of this doesn't need to come out. So, and you all, what I'm trying to do is get clarity on this. You all, just as we said, and I sat right here and listened to you all. This resolution, the clerk presented and said we needed $50,000. And tonight, you all come back already with the thing already in hand. This has already been pre-discussed and pre-worked out, that this $100,000, they take a rocket scientist to see this.
Yes, ma'am, it's called due diligence, acting on behalf of your client. If we understand from the last council meeting that she is going to have a shortfall, it is incumbent upon us as city attorneys
Well,
to
it was
protect the client and
incumbent-
call and say, are you going to have enough
It-
money, or will you need another
And I
resolution
agree
tonight?
with you on all of that, but all of a sudden, it's just incumbent for you now to get all of this, I mean, what is happening? Exactly.
But now, to settle this tonight, as she said, if it's, cause the thing to me that the problem is whose name.
No, ma'am, the problem
I-
now,
Okay, it's going, okay, so she said that we could go ahead on and draw the money down, that she could go ahead on and draw the money down. They can do that, so
That
what
has nothing
is
to
the
do
problem?
with the resolution.
What they got to do with the resolution
let
to
me
draw
try
the
to
money
explain
down?
this.
You got to have a
One more time.
Resolution, draw the money.
Yeah, I get that.
We said that's okay, you got that, if you go ahead and do that, so
She
what's
said, go ahead on and draw the money down.
You gotta try to explain. The resolution to move the money
Yeah,
is
not
only,
the
It doesn't take but my name or the clerk, that's all, to do, to move the money.
it's only good.
I make that and I direct her to move it. Since council has voted to move that 100,000, that's no problem.
Ma'am,
I think you're confusing yourself.
no, ma'am, this is a bad one, okay? This is a Georgia fund.
I know what the Georgia, I've seen it, I'll tell you times, I don't need to see it again. I know what it's up in Atlanta, I know what we have now. It's up to me to, which I've done, updated it, got it up to par. So now if you got to get validation for somewhere else, then you so do it. But I'm telling you what's what, and I'm telling you what I was directed to do.
You have to have a valid.
It's valid.
agreement.
It is valid. I've
This is
made
not
that
valid, I'm
decision.
telling you, it's illegal.
Okay.
You have to have a valid agreement with the Georgia One Fund in order to lawfully move any money.
but if it's illegal, they gonna send it back in.
Exactly. If it's illegal, they'll do that.
They-
That's the problem.
Can't know by looking at it that the council will
But
not
they
resolve
should
this.
know.
On its face says the council resolved to do this.
We would just have
Well,
to
that was
advise,
the same statement in the last one, the first one that I've ever
But in
done.
the first one, the council actually resolved to do it.
Is that right?
Yes, ma'am, it's
I
correct.
don't know. I don't know.
but to protect the county, we would have to inform the state that is not illegal, that resolution.
Okay. I'll agree, I'll accept
Just so
it.
they
If it's
won't come
not,
against the
then
council.
what we wanna do is be in compliance, okay? But let's just wait and let's get all this first, first thing first, get that resolved. And then if we need to go ahead and pull down the money, y'all have at it. Y'all been.
I'm going to withdraw my motion knowing that it may be illegal. I'm not going to take part in it. I'm going to withdraw my motion to withdraw any money at this time until we get it all worked out.
Well, that was legal, it was illegal last week when, at the last council meeting when we drew the, how much was it? 100,000? What was it, Councilwoman, you said? It was illegal then? So what's illegal, so what's the difference?
The difference is, ma'am,
Oh, well, we
between
would've-
that time and now, you have provided the state with an alternate document stating authority to hold the money that
To
does
hold?
not exist.
To hold the money?
Yes,
What
ma'am.
money? I'm holding the money?
We have, this is a resolution that we are going to allow the state to hold and manage the money
Well, they've been doing that ever since the money was
because
transferred?
council resolved to do it.
Well, anyway, it is what it is, we'll wait and just get the facts on that, okay? Can we all agree to do that? Thank
I don't
you.
know, man, because the
Let's
city
just,
needs the money. I think it's a duty to pay the bills of the
I
city.
never said it
It's a
wasn't.
ministerial duty of this council to make sure bills get paid.
Exactly, I agree.
We got the money.
We got the money, what is your problem?
I think what needs to happen is they vote on a lawful Georgia Fund One resolution, then they can vote on a lawful movement of the money. That's all I can buy.
Attorney, the only thing I see right here is, that may be, conducive for tonight is a resolution on the city council Tennessee. That the city council of the city of Gordon, Georgia, resolved at the regular city council meeting held on the 4th day of January, 2016, that the city of Gordon withdraw from the city of Gordon, Georgia Fund One, $100,000. Although they said $50,000, but they raised it to $100,000. And, the attorneys have that already in place, and transfer those funds to the city of Gordon General Fund. City council hereby authorizes Morris Bank to authorize City council hereby authorizes Morris Bank to honor a one-time transfer of funds so that current operating expenses, payroll, water, sewage, and other financial obligations of the city can be met. So resolve this fourth day of January, so y'all in compliance, in agreement, council?
I withdraw,
We don't need
I
any-
withdrew my motion.
We don't, want to hear from the audience, please, we'd like to hear from them. So council, it's up in the air for you all to decide. And you all know Councilman Eady's not the only one that can, he stated his opinion, but it didn't, you all have a voice. So, Councilman Wynn,
I'm not voting on anything. Nothing.
Councilman Whipple,
I'm not going to vote,
I can't
put
hear
any
you.
more money into it.
Councilwoman Toles, Councilman Smallwood,
I am not voting on anything.
Council,
Against the legal bias of our attorney.
okay. All right, so that takes care of that. All
I
right.
now make a motion that we adopt the One Georgia Fund resolution to authorize investment to put the signatures that are on this resolution. That we've just been presented to us tonight legally.
Discussion, any further discussion? And I thought we just said we would wait on to, before we do that, this is discussion, that we would call, have someone.
Terry, I thought you just, withdrew your motion.
Exactly, said anything.
I withdrew the motion to take the $100,000 out because it was illegal. Based on the information we just received, the mayor had changed everything and it was not legal based
Because his
on
name was
what we
not
knew.
on it.
So I withdrew that. The motion that's on the floor now is to adopt a new resolution to put these three names on
And
there.
it's still not going to go on
And
there.
it has been motioned and seconded. Mr. Smallwood seconded the motion.
Okay, so the discussion, as I stated, is that, I have the authority to place, names on here and take